Episode 6 Quickie, Smallfolk, let's go. Hi everyone, I'm the guy who made thousands of accounts and review bombed this episode into oblivion. Haha. Not because of the ending, but because of Princess Daenerys Targaryen. What was that about? Anyway, I thought this was another good episode. The green scenes, as usual, were the best, running theme of this season apparently. Aemon's authoritative, intimidating leadership is a fun contrast from Aegon's flaccid incompetence. In the words of our boy Pycelle, the small council grows smaller and smaller. Cole's off to Harrenhal, Tyland's off to deal with the Triarchy, and Alicent has been fired for being cringe. I loved Larys coming up against his first major hurdle in Aemond. After all, the Prince Regent does not speak the same slimy subtext that someone like Otto indulges in, and nor does he respond to flattery like Aegon. We need our schemers to face backlash and blockades in order to keep their schemes interesting, and to see how they pivot and use their wits. Ironrod's expression. He's the MVP of the season for sure. He's just spouting off snarky zingers every episode. Now he's smirking at poor Larys like Shrek. I love this man, and his darkling schemes. I loved the scene between Alicent and Gwaine. They really do give off the energy of siblings who are split apart at an early age and they don't know how to act around each other. The little handhold at the end is great. And finally, this is the Daeron discussion we needed. Not a couple of awkward name drops, but a proper conversation. Ryan, please don't make him an Alicent Kristen bastard. I beg of you, I beg. My personal favourite scene of the episode has to be the interaction between Larys and Aegon. Two incredible performances in a shocking moment of vulnerability from this club-footed psychopath. While Larys is clearly being Machiavellian, a parasite leaping back onto a more reliable host, his sentiments are clearly true. As Tyrion Lannister would put it, he's a broken thing, and clearly traumatised by his life experiences. Not by bullying per se, but by the smothering pity of the masses, and rejection from his father, whose honour he bitterly mocks in Season 1. Lionel blaming someone for cursing Larys with witchcraft is clearly a reference to Alice Rivers, but I hope it's just an angry accusation. Larys's disability genuinely being a result of magic would be stupid. It would take away from the gravity of his condition, his situation. Larys is drawing parallels between himself and Aegon in order to tighten their bond and set the stage for their future relationship. Speaking of parallels, Aegon is looking suspiciously like his father. And speaking of his father, off to Harrenhal. No, I don't find it boring and I don't think it's filler. Each vision is revealing something new about Daemon and leading him down new psychological avenues. I feel like if this season dropped as one bingeable package, no one would be complaining about Harrenhal. We've all kind of been spoiled by streaming services, plus there's a kind of normie expectation that this show is purely big battles and dragon fights. Anyway, the return of the king was excellent. Paddy popping up to steal the show. The first vision reminds Daemon of the night he lost the heirdom, and the second is an alternate past where Daemon actually comforts his brother and they share their grief. They bond in their grief. Oh, and Simon and Alice are absolutely scheming together, right? There's no way Simon isn't aware of Daemon's visions. He's always the one interrupting them. And the smirk he gives after he reveals that Lord Grover Tully has died, him and Alice clearly planned that assassination. What are they cooking? Rhaenyra's Season 2 arc up until now should have been like 3 episodes max. It's taken way too long for her to reach this point. I like her sending Stefan Darkland to his death. I like her wearing her hair like Visenya. I like her slapping Lord Bartimos for patronising her, even though he's a Chad of course. It's just taken too long. The wheels have been aimlessly spinning this season. The dragon taming scene with Stefan was excellent though. Great tense build up with a horrifying climax. I really liked the touch of the Dragon Keeper slicing his own throat. It's clearly something they're trained to do in the event of any fiery leakage. I would have leapt off that cliff, fuck it. I wasn't a huge fan of Stefan saying, "I did it," before he got roasted though, that was so cheesy. Not much to say about the Hull brothers. They're just a couple of bros being bros. They're likeable. Seasmoke zoning in on his new rider is something new to the lore, like a dragon claiming a human as opposed to the other way around. It's a fun one-off, I like it. I'm sure George is tearing his hair out though. He probably doesn't have any hair left actually, because we learn that there's a dragon in the Vale. Interesting. It pisses me off how good the Jane Arryn casting is, considering how little she does. Is the Eyrie really being relegated to one bedroom? Why didn't we get the Jace negotiations? Oh, it's so frustrating. Anything else I missed? Oh yeah, the food riot scene was cool. I'm loving the emphasis on the small folk and how this war is affecting them. We saw Aegon's incompetent squad being cornered, and looks like Leon Estamont is killed. Hopefully the other two survived. I think it'll be a kind of a lame way to get rid of them if they all just died now. So what didn't I like about this episode? Stefan's great-great-grandmother being a princess is dumb. Why is she a princess? Like, how did that make it past all of the continuity people, let alone Ryan Condor himself, the law nut? The food boats were kind of goofy, like what's to stop them from capsizing? And the ADR in this scene is actually insane.
Not a dog to be called to heel.
What? How was that allowed? There's also one annoying telling and not showing moment in this scene. Gwaine says that Daeron is kind, Alicent's reaction shows us everything we need to know, and then it's ruined because she says, oh, his brothers aren't kind. And yeah, we know this. You don't have to say that out loud. The subtext, come on. Anything else? Any other controversy? I can't think of anything. Okay, let's be serious. I disliked the Mysaria kiss. Okay, I guess my caveman brain liked it, but it came completely out of left field for me. For one, there was barely any setup between the two, and I don't think they have any chemistry, so it felt really forced to me. For two, I'm really sick of the trope where someone is assaulted or is discussing being assaulted, and then that leads into sexy time. That's always gross to me. And for three, I think Mysaria is a boring, poorly performed character who keeps being pushed into importance by a contrived and coincidental narrative, as opposed to gaining her influence with Rhaenyra via strong character moments for either of them. If she's manipulating Rhaenyra in this scene, I might forgive it, but I don't think she is. So yeah, the kiss is just random and kinda silly. Bad in execution, but like fine in concept, just to clarify. Rhaenyra is a highly sexual character, and Mushroom states that she's bisexual in Fire and Blood, and some Mushroom stuff could be true, so the weirdos online who don't like women kissing, including those who morally oppose it but secretly enjoy it, they can shut the fuck up. I give Smallfolk, lame title by the way, I give Smallfolk 8 angry blacksmiths out of 10 lesbian worms. Would you still love me if I were a white worm? Thanks for watching this Quickie review. I'm sure everyone in the comments will agree with me and no one's going to be mad. We do Quickies and live streams every week on Fantasy Haven. I'm cooking up an Aaron video. We've got a Patreon with awesome goodies and a merch store with mugs and shit. Pretty cool. If you want to learn about the real Rhaenys, check out this video. Special thanks to all of my patrons. In particular, Alex, Andre, Caden, Colshot, Devcole, Loopsie, Morphy, and Tovey of House Blackfyre, King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. See you next time.